I have non-lucid dreams, obviously more than lucid dreams, and one dream that is pretty frequent for me is being powerful, and I'm talking about superpowers. And the latest dream that I had when it came to that was, and it's always something different for me, but I was in the woods, and the car that I had broke down, but it was broke down in I can't explain it. It wasn't a lake. It was almost like a flood area, and it was probably 2 or 3 feet of water. And I get out, but it wasn't a car. It was like a semi truck, and I was all alone, and I said to myself, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get this thing out of here, but I may be able to think it out of there. So I kind of grabbed my hands, and I just kind of looked at it, and I did that kind of, you're focused on the object, and I started to do this, and I lifted it up, and I just kind of set it down out of the water. I said, that's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So I get back in the truck, and I started driving, and there's this big tree that had fallen over the trail or road or whatever it is. And I just kind of leaned out, and I was using my hand, and I just kind of grabbed a hold of it and just threw it. And it had made this big old crash sound, and all these trees were just kind of shaking and falling over and so on. And so I continued on, and that's when I came up to a cop car, and I just kind of stopped, and I knew there was nobody in there. It was like a forest ranger or something. It was a 4x4 Jeep of some kind or whatever. And I just kind of crawled past it a little bit, and I looked down, and I could see these 4 guys, and they were beating the crap out of this cop, forest ranger, whatever. And I get out, and I started walking over to them, and I said, I highly recommend you guys leave them alone. And they all had guns and everything else like that. And they said, or what? What are you going to do? And I said, you don't want to know. And one of them nodded at the other guy. I'm assuming that he was the leader. Nodded at somebody. And they started coming after me. And I said, are you sure you want to do this? Because you're absolutely going to regret it. I said, didn't you hear that crash back there? I'm the one that did that. And they just kind of, bullcrap, whatever. So I said, okay. And I remember I put my hands all out like this, and I just kind of lifted up, and the guy's like way up in the air, and I could see everybody in the background kind of like, whoa, oh, just all this. And I took him, and I just threw him as far as I possibly could, way out. It was just kind of like a cartoon look where you could just kind of see the, the curvature of whatever. And I heard what sounded like gunshots, and I thought to myself, it must have been his ammo exploding because he hit the ground so hard. And I started walking towards the group, and I said to him, you guys are next. And they started running. Well, I just kind of did this, and they started running in place. They couldn't go anywhere, and I just pulled them back towards me, and that was right at the point where I just kind of woke up. That is not a unique dream for me. That's a dream that I'll have quite frequently, not necessarily the setting being in the woods or the truck. I'll have the dream that I can pick up objects just with my thoughts and then throw them, or that I can fly just with my thoughts. And like I said, that's a real frequent dream that I have. It's not something that is unusual. But usually it doesn't last very long. Usually it's something that, and I'll wake out of the dream, and I'll be like, damn it, that was just a dream. That happens a lot. But so anyway, that was the weird dream, recurring dream.